You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, Voss is Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com. It's CES 2023. It's CES already. We're down in Eureka Park at booth 33 at Nostics, and this is in the Dutch Pavilion. And we're speaking with Eva. Eva, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
There you go. And Eva, give us your .com so people can find you guys on the interwebs.
www.nostics.com.
There you go. And hello, Vincent. How are you, too? You're standing over here giving us assistance. So, Eva, what does the company do for Nostics? How does it work?
Right. So, Nostics makes sure that when you're ill and you have a bacterial infection or a fungal infection, you want to make sure you get the right treatment. So we provide diagnosis on the spot within a doctor's visit so you get the right antibiotic treatment.
There you go. And is this a device right here that you guys make?
Yeah. So basically what it is, it's not what you're used to in a big laboratory, right? Huge machines, huge devices. It's a small handheld device, battery operated, and a tiny little chip that's here, right?
Wow.
Yep. And basically what it does, it's connected to our cloud software and an algorithm. So it takes a sample, put it on there, you put it in this device like this.
Wow.
And you simply scan it and check for what the bacteria is.
Now, what type of sample is that? Is it saliva or...
So it can be different kinds of samples. With each sample, you need a little bit of sample prep.
Okay.
So about 10% of all women usually get a UTI, which is not very nice to have, right? And you want to get rid of it as soon as possible. So specifically for urinary tract infections, you take the urine at the GP or the pharmacy, we put it through a small filter, and then you just put it on a chip.
And then it puts it in the machine?
Puts it in the machine, and we'll analyze. And look, what you can see here is that we have an E. coli. E. coli is one of the major causes of infection for urinary tracts.
Now, was that me? Is that my sample?
It might have been.
Probably.
Oh, well, yeah.
You never know. I'm at CES. You catch everything here in Las Vegas.
Never know.
So it will go through all these tests. Now, why is this beneficial to be able to get this data quickly as opposed to the normal way that people do it?
Well, look, each bacterial infection or fungal infection requires a different type of treatment. So if you don't know what it is, it's going to be quite difficult to actually provide the right treatment.
Okay.
So that's what you want to know, but you also don't want to wait for it for days.
And then, so that was my point that I was leading up to. So this is like more instant as opposed to waiting for the hospital to come back with their test?
It takes about 15 minutes straight from urine to result. So you don't need to ship it, you don't need to bring it to a lab, and you can provide the right treatment right away.
So I could go see my doctor, hey, I think I have an infection, a cold or something.
Yeah.
He can run this quick test on me. What about the cost aspect of it compared to when you got to send off to the lab?
Right. So think about that when you have to send it to a lab, it needs to be transported, different people need to handle it, right? And then generally these devices are really costly that you would see in a lab. But also the whole lab infrastructure costs money. So this is about tenfold cheaper than what you would generally get when you need to send it off to the lab.
Tenfold cheaper? Wow.
Yep.
And you get instant results or close to instant results.
Yeah, and also just think about it. If you get the right treatment right away, it also reduces a lot of the cost of people having to come back. Besides that it sucks to have to come back.
Yeah. Years ago, we used to own a blood testing delivery service. We would go to the hospital, pick up the blood or urine test, and then take them to the lab to be sampled. And a lot of times, there were emergency situations.
Yeah.
Someone was in the ER, they were bleeding out, they were trying to, sometimes we deliver blood. But it was real loss of time because you'd have to send the sample, and there were times where sometimes the sample would get destroyed. Like they would hand us a bag and like they would break the beaker in front of us or something, and we're like, we're not touching that. And then sometimes it was like tissue, and once that goes bad, then they got to go back in and get the tissue, or the urine, or whatever, blood sample, whatever. It's
good that you mention it, actually, because so the urinary tract infection is obviously something that you want to do at the primary care. Mm-hmm. But one of the other applications that we have is a lab-based test that goes from a positive blood culture. So you do have to grow the bacteria for a little bit to get enough, concentration. But then we do a direct identification with the same small handheld device. And actually for bloodstream infections, especially if it causes sepsis, which is a life-threatening disease, every hour that you wait with the correct antibiotics reduces your chance of survival to about 7.5%.
Wow.
So this is serious stuff to reduce the time to result. Obviously, we want to have it directly, but even reducing it hours can already increase the chance of survival greatly.
And you guys are going to sell this worldwide?
Yeah, it's a global issue. Antimicrobial resistance is rising. The reason why certain antibiotics don't work is because it depends on the type of species, but it also depends on the resistance of a bacteria. And it's a global issue. It's already causing more deaths than malaria or HIV.
Wow.
Sometimes called the silent pandemic, but it's not as silent actually as you think it is.
Wow.
So, global issue. So we are a company focused on global distribution.
And are your clients like hospitals, doctors, people like that?
Yeah, basically anyone who prescribed antimicrobials, we want them to use this.
There you go. Well, I love the idea. It sounds awesome. What's the .com where people can find out more on the interwebs?
Nostics.com. So it's really easy. Diagnostics, but just Nostics.
There you go, guys. Check it out. What an amazing thing here. You can come to the Dutch Pavilion, booth number 33 with Nostics. Thank you very much, Eva.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.